Watch this video full on through because I am going to litter it with information that is going to be very helpful if you want to prepare yourself for the next inning XP reward path. So we have ourselves Jackie Robinson Day, in which you obtain 5 diamonds within the reward path, including 89 overall, Jackie Robinson himself. But inside of this program, you earn a total of 35,000 experience. So unless these players are going to be players that are going to make an impact on your team right away, or you are going for the end goal of collecting John Donaldson, which we will discuss in a second too, this might be a program that you don't intentionally try to complete. That way you save some XP for that next inning. Completing this program is not going to be a difficult task for anyone, as the first 3 moments are pretty easy to do and get you 30 program points, and then tally 42 parallel XP with Dodgers players. That's literally 3 plate appearances and you get yourself an additional 12. You're at 42 there. Before we jump into the PXP missions, you get the storyline collections. If you collect the first 3, an additional 20 program points, and then if you do the next 2, which have just dropped, you will get an additional 20 program points there. And there is a showdown in which you get 20 program points. It is only completable once, but the showdown is important because inside of this showdown, if you go all the way to the end, there is this Negro Leagues pack, and inside of this Negro Leagues pack, although I am not able to enter it currently, there is 4 diamonds that belong to the Negro League that you're going to need for John Donaldson. So you most likely will be forced to complete this showdown twice. Now the good thing about this showdown is that even if you do lose at any of these mini bosses, you are allowed to continue. So that is one big change. We stream daily on Twitch. The link is inside the description, as well as our socials, where you guys can keep up with us. But don't forget to hit that like button and red subscribe button on YouTube so you don't miss another upload. The final things to discuss are going to be the parallel XP missions in general, players specifically from the program, as well as the Negro League players in general that you get from the storylines combined with the players from this program. To me, the only knock that I have on Negro League players is the fact that they are free agents. So therefore, they're not really helping you complete stat missions or parallel XP missions for any specific MLB teams. There is a solution to this, although, and that would be to make it where they apply stat missions and parallel XP missions to all 30 MLB teams. You would see these cards be used a ton more. Inside of the shop section, if you go into buy stubs directly, there is a Jackie Robinson Foundation charity pack. It features 5,000 stubs and additional items that are not players, but things you could add to your Road to the Show player or universal profile. The Negro League storylines are pretty easy to find. Once you launch the game, instead of heading into Diamond Dynasty, just go into storylines, and I guarantee you that the first 3 will not even take you an hour to complete. The next 2 probably not even 30 minutes, so you can probably knock out all 5 within an hour 30. These cards are important because if you go into your collections, legends, and flashbacks, you will see that John Donaldson has entered MLB The Show 25. And how do you get him necessarily? Well, collecting 13 of these Negro League players is going to get you Larry Doby. And then collecting 20, which you will need to get World Series with in order to unlock this Martin Diego that is going to allow you to get 20 total, unlocks John Donaldson, which is probably one of the scariest pitchers inside of MLB The Show. Not only that, you can't see the arsenal. It's slider, fastball, slurve, forkball, and sinker, and he has outlier on both the slider and the fastball. So this card is going to 100% be one of the best, if not the best pitcher inside of MLB The Show. But do you want to go after him right now and sacrifice the rewards you could be getting a lot sooner when the 3rd inning XP reward path drops? Now, if you had planned on doing it through the multiplayer program as you did it in the 2nd inning XP reward path, MLB The Show said, "Gotcha, sucker. you're not going to be able to do the same thing. As inside of this reward path, you will notice that the first XP reward is at 55 program stars, which is at the end of completing all of the first drop missions that are currently available. And this is going to be the only one on the first drop. In the second drop, we get an additional one of 30,000 XP, so we're at 45,000 total. And then last but not least, at 115 program stars, we get an additional 30. So combining the Jackie Robinson with this is going to be multiplayer 2 program is 75,000 total. Combining it with the Jackie Robinson, you can literally save around 110,000 XP to go ahead and instantly get whenever that third inning XP reward path drops. But yes, inside of the multiplayer 2 program, there are rewind ranked rewards. So if you were unable to hit World Series, or you hit World Series but were unable to hit 1,000 rating, you will be able to pick up whichever of the 2 diamonds you did not get. And if you never ended up going flawless, you're gonna be able to get one of the 2. Or if you did, you're gonna be able to get the missing piece. And it doesn't look like these cards are no sell. So even if you don't necessarily want to use them on your team, they might help you earn some stubs. Ranked rewards. So Martin Diego is going to be one of the 20 necessary in order to unlock John Donaldson, and he is gate kept behind World Series. He has 4-seam, curveball, sinker, slider, circle change, no outlier. The second reward is going to be Chipper Jones. Now Chipper Jones is amazing against lefties, but as soon as you put runners in scoring position, that doesn't matter. He has 66 clutch, which means he has worse contact with runners in scoring position than he does with no runners in scoring position versus right-handed hitters. And that is not great. So although Chipper Jones' swing makes him play at a much higher level, right now he seems to be more of a platoon player, at least to those top players that will try to use him as efficiently as possible. You know, I couldn't leave the conquest out. So by completing this map, you get Hilton L. Smith, which will also be needed for the 20 total for John Donaldson, and 4,500 XP. So we're looking at 114,500 XP we can have stored. How to complete this map? This is not like the regular maps. You start off with 15 and you have to beat this Dodger stronghold in order to beat it. So I'm not gonna give you necessarily the guide on how to complete it and capture every single territory, because to me it's pretty straightforward. You're just gonna want to go and face the stronghold on veteran difficulty. Once you beat them on veteran difficulty, you can opt in to skip and then capture all the open territories on both sides, and then face the strongholds once you reinforce to your liking in terms of difficulty. They didn't make much noise about it, but we do have a new headliners, Don Sutton. 4-seam, knuckle curve, screwball, slider, sinker. Pretty good arsenal, but he doesn't have that velocity that you necessarily look for. But if you can dot, he can help you. We also have ourselves the Spring Community Challenge. We need to get 165,000 plate appearances with Jackie Robinson and Negro League players in order to get Pack Tier 1. 38,500 innings pitched with Negro League players in order to get Pack Tier 2. And then 3,740,000 hits in order to get Pack Tier 3. But this is going to come with the program that's coming the 18th, the Egg Hunt program. And just know we always put out the guide on how to get all the eggs. So you guys want to stay tuned and subscribe, hit that notification bell if you haven't already. And then the rewards for the tier packs are Tier 1, bat skin or silver equipment item, random gold franchise sponsorship, and a show pack. Inside of Tier 2 is going to be bat skin or gold equipment item, random gold franchise sponsorship, 3 show packs. And then for challenge number 3, once completed, it's going to be bat skin or gold plus equipment item, random diamond franchise sponsorship, and a deluxe Easter pack. In regards to the Weekend Classic, it is now officially over. I want to hear your thoughts and feedbacks in regards to it. I'll give you guys mine. So in general, I thought that the gameplay felt extremely different than how it does regularly on ranked. For example, I felt like catchers tended to block a lot less and more balls were going straight to the backstop and then jumping off the backstop right back to them. That's one. Number two, in general, I felt like fielders made a couple of more errors, so the sliders must have been up for more punishing on those not using the best fielders necessarily out there. In terms of the standings, we all know the problem. If you were able to tank, then you were able to play and get yourself the #1 on leaderboard just because you climbed so much rating. This is something that most likely won't happen on the second weekend classic. I'm warning you guys that now, just so you guys are keeping that in mind, because you're supposed to start with like negative X amount if you drop out of whatever division you're supposed to be in. And then the rewards, if you're not really in Immortal, Diamond, or Gold 2, I'd even say Gold 1, the rewards aren't crazy, but they are good enough to where it helps you get either stubs or open some packs that possibly get you diamonds to either sell or take for collections that are going to be needed in the future. The frequency, I still dislike the fact that it's once every single ranked seasons. I think that bi-weekly at best would work, and at worst you can do it weekly where you basically 1/4 the rewards. That way it makes sense, but I don't think everybody has 6 games to play every single weekend, but not everybody probably had the time to play 6 games during this weekend. And then last but not least, games. 6 games, I felt like that was perfect. I don't think that was too much. I don't think that was too little. I'm completely fine where that is. Remember to let me know your thoughts on the weekend classic. The 18th, we have April Spotlight Drop 3. We have a transactions roster update, and we have the egg hunt program. On the 22nd, we have multiplayer program missions 2 drop, and then To the Moon, which is the moonshot event. If you guys did end up enjoying today's content, hit that like button or subscribe button, notification bell. We stream daily on Twitch. Where's that link? Inside our description. You want to keep up with us? Where are our socials links? Inside of the description, or just search up Blademus anywhere. It's literally the same name as it is on YouTube, spelled the exact same way as well. We will be launching a Discord soon, so make sure you stay tuned for when I announce it. But have a blessed day and night. Stay positive, stay safe, stay blessed, and I'll catch you all on the next one. Today's April 15th. Tomorrow is my birthday. Most likely doing a birthday stream. So if you made it this far and check out the stream the 16th, or made it this far in general, make sure you either wish me a happy birthday or belated birthday so I know you was in here, and let me know that you got it from the YouTube video too.